What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so uh, there was this book that was very popular several years ago called "The Jordan Rules." I remember reading it vociferously. I used to check that book out so many different times, rereading it because it was so interesting. It was so tawdry. You know what I'm saying? If you're a person that loves salacious details about shit, you know what I'm saying? That was the book, okay? And it was written by Sam Smith, who wrote for the Chicago Tribune, I believe. But he was also a full-time writer and commenter for the Chicago Bulls. So he wrote this book, which focused on the Chicago Bulls. I think in particular, at least the first edition focused on the 1990-91 season, okay? And it was long speculated as to who was the leak, okay? That book, like I said, was successful, but it was controversial, especially for those affiliated with the NBA. They didn't like it because, how can I say this? Like, certain secrets that were supposed to stay in the NBA family were being exposed, okay? And another reason why some people didn't like that book is because it was sort of cracking into the Jordan facade. You know what I'm saying? The smile and, you know, the charm and all of that. And it portrayed Jordan as an egomaniacal asshole. Okay, a bully. Now, it's been long speculated that Horace Grant was the leak. Horace Grant and Sam Smith are and were friends. Okay? So it's been long speculated that it was Horace Grant. It does make a lot of sense. Even though Horace Grant denies it, I tend to believe it was him for the most part, and maybe some others. But Horace Grant makes the most sense logically because he was the one with the most grievances toward Jordan. Okay? Now, having said all of that, there was some stuff that was left out, and apparently one of the things that were left out was this story that came out a couple days ago that when Horace Grant was playing with the Chicago Bulls, whenever Horace Grant, would have a bad game, and I'm assuming that this would more or less be when they would lose, okay, when that's more emphasized, that on the flight home, because I'm assuming this must be when they're on the road, Horace Grant will be denied food by Michael Jordan. Basically saying, no, take his plate away. He ain't do shit tonight. He don't deserve to eat. Right? So I remember watching Undisputedly yesterday, and Shannon Sharp was, and rightfully so, saying that, you know, if he was Horace Grant, he would have whooped Mike's ass that day, or tried his best to whoop his ass, right? And, you know, Skip Bayless, look, man, I'm a Chicago Bulls fan, and, you know, I admire Michael Jordan when it pertains to his basketball skill, his performance on the court, the things he's accomplished, but I'm not going to excuse every damn thing that he does. Skip Bayless is the ultimate fanboy. I mean, it's ridiculous how much of a fanboy he is of Michael Jordan. I mean, he's not just a Jordan jockstrap sniffer. He's a Michael Jordan ass hair licker. I mean, he got the whole sack down his throat. My goodness. Has Michael done anything wrong in Skip Bayless' eyes? I'm starting to think he'll let Mike fuck his wife. Seriously. I'm being serious. I'm not saying it as a joke. But anyway, at the end of the day, all right, I understand where Shannon Sharp's coming from. Absolutely. I'm pretty sure that most of us in that situation, we would have said something to Mike. Even if it got to the point where we got traded or something, no. Mm-mm. But this is my thing, man. And I got to put this back to the Scottie Pippen thing. Horace Grant allowed this shit to happen to him. Okay? Horace Grant allowed this shit to happen to him. You know what you got to do with Jordan? You got to step up to him and pretty much, in your own way of saying it, saying, enough of this shit, or I'm going to fuck you up. Okay? Look, Jordan used to fuck with Bill Cartwright. He didn't like Bill Cartwright. Okay? He didn't like the fact that Bill Cartwright was traded in exchange for his best friend at the time, Charles Oakley, one of the few people that Jordan genuinely saw as his friend. All right? He fucked with Bill all the time at first. Called him Medical Bill because, of his extent of his injuries. Tried to, in practices and sometimes even in game situations, he would throw Bill bad, like overly extravagant passes to make him look bad because Bill Cartwright had a history of people saying he had bad hands when it came to passes, handling passes. He was trying to make him look bad. Okay. I should say reputation, not history. Well, Bill Cartwright came to him one day and said, look, if you keep fucking with me, I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but he said, if you keep fucking with me, I'm going to break both of your fucking legs and you'll never play basketball again. Right? And after that, Jordan stopped fucking with him like that. That's how you stop a bully. When Robert Parish came to the Bulls this last year, the 96-97 season, Michael started fucking with him, right? And he said, look, I'm not as enamored with you as these other guys are, because by that time, Jordan was an icon. Most of the guys on the team were young. Robert Parish had been winning before Jordan. Robert Parish had won the championship before Jordan was even in the league. He said, Robert Parish was like, look, I've been winning titles before, you. He said, I got titles of my own, so I'm not enamored with you like the rest of these guys. And then I think he said, Jordan got in his face and said something like, I'll whoop your ass. And Robert Parish, bent down and said, no, you're not. And after that, Michael stopped fucking with him. See, Mike would test you. This is the thing that a lot of these people got to understand. Mike's, I know the type of mentality that Jordan has. He instantly saw that Horace Grant was weak. All right. A lot of people talk about Scottie Pippen. Horace was probably even weaker mentally. I'm being honest with you, because when you look at Horace Grant, right? Horace Grant came to the league 6'10", 215 pounds, right? But actually, I think he was 6'9", 215 when he came to the league, right? Horace Grant grew to be 6'10", 245, 250, right? Now, Horace Grant was a fine player, okay? His best years, he's putting up 15 points, 9, 10 rebounds, right? But when I look at Horace Grant now, in hindsight, I think to myself, why excuse me, why is it that this guy never became like a 18 and 12 guy? Like seriously, he could have been even better than what he was. I don't know. But at the end of the day, Mike recognized that he was weak mentally. And he took full advantage of that shit. So it don't surprise me that he's the fucker Horace Grant like that. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't surprise me at all. And like I said, it's on Horace, man. It's on Horace to stand up and say, look, man, I'm tired of you fucking with me. Okay? I'm tired of you fucking with me. You know what I'm saying? Y'all wouldn't have won any of these fucking titles without me. Alright? I deserve respect. And you're going to stop fucking with me in this nature. Okay? But you know, another guy used to do this type of shit too. But people not making a big deal out of it. Because they're not talking about him. I'm not trying to like point blame, point bad behavior elsewhere. But Larry Bird used to do shit like this too. Maybe not to this full extent, but Larry Bird used to do shit like this to his teammates too. As a matter of fact, Larry Bird's personality was very similar to Mike. Bird was just a lot quieter, in his demeanor. He wasn't as gregarious as Michael appears to be. But Bird was very similar to Michael Jordan, okay, in a lot of ways. And it's just those type of players, man. To play with them, you got to have a certain mindset. And if you play with them, one thing that will happen is that you will be toughened playing with guys like that. The MJs, the Kobes, the Birds, the Bill Russells, those types of guys, you will get mentally tougher, okay, playing with them. So, was it shocking to me when I heard that? No, because I know what type of guy Michael Jordan was, okay, and is. And I think this is why Michael Jordan, now that he's 57 years old, a more mature person, this is why he was afraid that people are going to look at him a certain type of way now. Now this documentary has come out. He was afraid that people were going to look at him in a negative light. I don't, because I already was privy to the type of person he was. Okay? But these attributes are what helped to make him the greatest player of all time because of what he was able to accomplish. If he had a personality, if Michael Jordan had the personality of a Grant Hill, he would have never achieved what he achieved. The Detroit Pistons just poured, essentially when you look at it, the Detroit Pistons just poured gasoline on an already smoldering fire. That's all they did. So, pretty much that's my thoughts. Tell me what you guys think.